Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Never Podcast, the podcast open to everyone, especially not you. Yeah. My name is Luke. I'm your host of the Never Podcast, and with me, as always, is Mr. Andy. Say hello, Mr. Andy.
Hey, Mr. Andy, and hello, Luke, and hello to everybody. We did it. Another Best of Super Juniors in the books, Luke. This is like the 5th or 6th one or 7th one or something that we've covered. I can't wait to talk about the finals.
Yeah, me too. Oh, my fucking Christ. Let's just get this out of the way nice and early, even before my professionalism. I'm at the end of a tournament, and I'm happy.
You're not mad. Shocking. That happened when Watto won.
Yeah, it did.
You know, so
but
that's like the only second time ever. You know,
G1's never done that. You motherfuckers. No, but yes, there's ways people can contact and interact with us if they wish to. We're on the Blue Sky. I'm Grumpy2EB. Mr. Guys at Drews for Tweets. Collectively, we are at Never Open Pod. Bluesky.social. If you want to send us a written or voice email, you can do that too. neveropenpod@gmail.com. If you got any of that Sasha Banks money, kick it away. We have a Teespring store where you can buy merch that'll make you look never as fuck. And you can watch me absolutely fucking crush this intro. I'm fucking excited. Talk New Japan. Fucking love that last. Oh, I loved it. On YouTube, we're on there. Never Open Podcast. Like, share, subscribe, all that kind of stuff. Do it on all the things too, by the way. Spread the word. And the word is Never Open Podcast. Yeah, that's it. Do it.
Bird is the word.
Yeah,
that's what I.
Grease is the word.
That too.
Bird is also the word.
Grease lightning. But yes, this show, Luke, is at Otis City Gymnasium. It's like 65% full, but the crowd's hot. They're fucking there to see the Best of Super Juniors finals. Otis City Gymnasium's that like area of Tokyo that's one of the regions of Tokyo, and according to Show, it's the worst one. That's what I
heard. Yeah, Show thinks this place sucks. Mind you, Sonata used to say every place was like his favorite place to wrestle, didn't he? Isn't that something he used to do?
Isn't that what every babyface says?
Yeah. So I watched this live, Mr. Guy, which means I tuned in at the time I thought the the show started, and thus I missed the pre-show match. Did you catch it?
Of course, yeah. It's interesting too. So we have Walker and Chris on the call, and it was the pre-show match, which was Shoma Kato versus Robbie X. It was all lit up. Like, you know, like it was one of those like Road 2 shows or something. And I was like, that's weird. You know, I was kind of worried about that because you could really see the empty seats when the lights were up. But we'll talk about that when we get done with this match. So the first match it's a pre-show match. It's Kato versus Robbie X. And Kato gets to look really strong in this match because Robbie sells his moves like a maniac, like there's a heavyweight hitting him and stuff. And it's great. But Robbie takes it to the outside and hits the apron drop kick. He puts Kato back in the ring and gets a pop for that, by the way. That's funny. So Kato gets a drop kick and starts to come back and gets a brab on Robbie. But Robbie when Robbie goes for shooting star press, Kato rolls out of the way and then gets the brab on, which is funny. And Robbie has to get to the ropes to save himself from the brab. That's funny. Anyway, so he gets a spin kick and X this and X that on the X's, and Robbie X wins. Kato did good. He does one of my favorite bad guy moves. Robbie X does after the match. And if you ever watch my match, I did this in my match because it's instinctual for me to be a funny bad guy. But he like when it was the young ref Sakamoto goes to raise his hand when he wins. He's like, get away. Raises his own hand. You know, I love that. That's so funny. So he does that. But that was pretty cool. He also seemed pretty happy to get on the card, and I think he deserves it. He did a great job.
I mean, considering like he's a potential number one contender for the title, like down the line, maybe. And no spoilers. Fuck that. There's total spoilers. For June 1, yeah. Anyway, like people have already fucking watched it or read they know. No one comes here to know what happens because they don't. Yeah. Anyway, let's go.
Probably half our audience doesn't watch New Japan and they just want to know what happens. So, but whatever. I'm not trying to argue with you. Say whatever you want.
Do they need to know like in chronological order, or do they mind? They might. Look, if they really want to, they could always just skip ahead to the fucking finals.
I've done that before on podcasts.
Yeah, of course. I want to hear these
Not
particular people talk about this particular match. I understand. Extended intro was fucking awesome. You hear the whole song in its entirety, and also it's intercut with the comic book style and the clips of everything that's happened in the best
crowd shots too. Crowd shots from each show, and there's a big thank you to all the fans. That was dope, man. I like that.
Yep. Yeah, it's really good stuff. And we open.
Well, hang on. So then when they open this, I just want to follow up on the lights thing. So then when the show proper starts, the lights are down, and it makes the place look huge and all full of people. So my worries were of no concern to anyone. So
Good. Yeah, I didn't have too much of a problem with how lighting. I was just a bit dismayed that that there was empty seats. I mean,
well, if you do have a problem with the lighting, then because if the lights weren't up, you wouldn't have noticed. So,
oh well, I think I've just been noticing it everywhere. I'm loving not everything, but enough of what New Japan's putting down to be invested. But I guess a lot of fans aren't. I don't know. That's their problem, not mine. Yeah, I don't know. Surely putting the title belt on Goto is a stank move. Anyway, Kanemaru.
Well, I mean, Naito leaving is a big problem too. So, come on, man.
Yeah. Hey, Naito's friend's got a title shot.
Yeah,
huh? All right, so Yoshinobu Kanemaru, that show Yujiro Takahashi, Ren Narita, and Sonata are coming out to wrestle against Toru Yano, Boltin Oleg, Master Wato, not Burt, but Kushida, and Kevin Knight. And Show, he says he should be in the final, and that he's in the ring with a whole bunch of losers, and this is the worst region of Tokyo.
I agree.
Oh, so what do we get? Yeah, it's a massive brawl all around the place. Milano's already down. Kushida and Knight are both wailing on Show. I like seeing Show trick Yano into the exposed corner as well.
Man, that's funny.
You only got one style of being a dickbag, Yano. I know all of the styles and make you eat some of them. There's lots of brawling on the outside, and Kanemaru is just like, where's that motherfucker who used to have blue hair and can't put a shelf up? There he is. I don't fuck with Wato's knee. And he does. Milano is down again. Thank you, Sonata. I get excited by the 5 seconds of Sonata and Yano. We get in the ring at the same time. And then Oleg tags in. And hey, I like what we get from Oleg and Sonata as well. But man, Sonata and Yano is just something special. It just hits me right here. It's I don't know why, it's one of my favorite matchups. Oleg does a double suplex though on Yujiro and Show, which looks really cool. And then he wrenches Sonata, of course he does. Wato nearly gets his win back against Kanemaru as well. No, but he doesn't. There's a spanner to the knee by Show. Look, let's just think. Every time I mention House of Torture or cheating, one of them's either having a conversation with. They're generally just got an arm around Sakamoto, having a chat, good old chat with them. Just shooting the shit.
They like
they're
the friends
with the
things. Yeah,
right.
They're talking about.
I mean, if Chumpy Jr. was in the match, reffing the match, Sonata would be like, "Hey, how about them butts in Stardom, right?"
Yeah,
because that's what they know. How about that boot camp, Chumpy? Like they know, right? So spanner to a wrench to the knee by Show, and Kanemaru puts a figure 4 on Wato, and Wato's like, "No, I'm not tapping," and then ref distraction, and Show's just like, "Is he not tapping yet, Kanemaru?" Nah, man. Whack with the spanner, and Wato has to tap out. Post-match beat down on Wato and a spanner beating. He gets beaten with the spanner.
Should have been the whiskey bottle. You know, like they used that in the match. They should have used it again. You know, just saying that should have been the way that the match ended too here.
So
You know,
I was thinking we might get some kind of group junior tag title match. Instead, what we're eventually going to get is something different. And you know what? I'm okay with it. I would rather a junior tag title match than a stank belt trios match.
Yeah, for sure. And I've changed my whole, theory on all this, obviously. Now I know they're just beating the shit out of Watto's leg so that when the baby faces win, when Yo and Watto win, that it's a bigger deal. That's what they're doing. So,
yeah.
But I was watching this match and I was watching Kevin Knight and Bars get in, and they were kind of like, they're on the same team, but they were kind of working together a couple times. And I was like, like, if Kevin Knight's still around in New Japan when he goes to heavyweight, or, I guess it's not even a thing in America, but you know what I mean? If he stays in New Japan and moves to heavyweight, which should happen, like him and Bars as a tag team, oof, I like that. That the really athletic guy and then the big dude that could throw people around. There might be something there. Just saying.
Yeah.
I don't know.
All
And
right.
that Kevin Knight rub, I mean, you'd like Bars even more. They think of all kinds of fun, cool shit. Imagine how far Kevin Knight's gonna fly when Bars is pulling up the bottom rope when he jumps on it. Think about that. Just saying.
Yeah. Mind you, I'm pretty all right with Bars. I'm wanting him to win the Never Open title.
Yeah,
so,
he's gonna too.
And if I'm happy for a dude to win my favorite belt, it's safe to say I like him now. So yeah.
Anyway, well,
but
next
I
week,
still want the night rub on him. That'd be good.
Yeah, we all want the night rub on him. But next week we have a match, and it's some triumphant returns, man. Fucking Great O'Con's here. Newman's in the house. He's got a new swag about him. Akira's here. We've seen him. Crown of Fire. And then they're facing an amazing team. This team is insane. Taichi, Yoshihashi,
what the fuck?
And Hanma. You know?
Taichi, you're hanging out with some nerds.
Now, Aiba, who is a singer and looks very cool enough to be in United Empire. She comes out with United Empire and does the crowns thing. It's like, cool. There she is. Also, Bag is there. But it's a preview tag for the tag title match, but Ishii's in America. So Yoshihashi is standing in and Hanma. So does Hanma and Yoshihashi together equal one Ishii? I don't think so. Maybe Hanma back in the day, but
maybe two Hanmas would equal one Ishii.
I still don't think so, but
5 Hanmas.
We get Taichi versus Great O'Con to start, and the boys they try to set up a Kokeshi for Hanma, but Great O'Con rolls away. United Empire take it to the outside. Oh man, this is awesome. So Yoshihashi is on the outside, and it's his turn to get rolled in the ring, and he just falls down. And I was like, I can't believe it, Yoshihashi.
At least he didn't break his nose this time.
Well, he missed the floor with his face because he was getting help. So, but anyway, and Akira was the one throwing him into the ring. Akira was the one helping him, the one who, kept him from looking too stupid. But Akira, he beat up Yoshihashi for a while, and that was a lot of fun, man. But Yoshihashi gets a big suplex on Akira and tags in Taichi. And Taichi wrestles Newman for a little bit too, and he fends off United Empire while he's doing it. I like that. Newman hits a drop kick, but there's no one there to tag. So he just keeps wrestling. I'm pretty sure Hanma came up to tag in too early and threw off the match because he was up there, but there was no one on the blue corner to tag in. So Newman's he sees Hanma looking for the tag. He's like, okay, time to do that. Turns around, no one there. Okay, we're going to keep wrestling. That's great. So they did one more little, set of moves, and then here we go. Who was it? That Great O'Con was there to tag us.
I think you're right too. Funny. I know exactly what you're talking about now that you mentioned it. Yeah,
it's weird, right? So, oh man, but that's Hanma versus Great O'Con. Kokeshi, but Great O'Con avoids it twice. Taichi, oh, this is so sad and funny. Taichi's like, none of my guys are here. Here, Hanma, you do it with me. Just 2 boots. Well, Hanma can't get even his leg up more than a foot. So it's Taichi kicks kind of low just to make it not look terrible, but he gets up to the chest, and Hanma barely takes a step, but it's supposed to be just 2 boots.
It turns out Honma is worse at kicking than Shingo.
Yeah, man, that was really bad, but it was funny. So anyway, Kokeshi for 2, and there's a TTD though on Hanma, and Grado, and then Eliminator, and Great Khan gets the win. There's a standoff after the match. Great Khan turns his back on Taichi. Disgusting behavior. I was upset by that. And Taichi just attacks Newman. It's great. Great Khan and Young Lions try to separate them, but we get a little pull part. It's not a big one. It's just a little pull part brawl, just to kind of, build a little heat here. I liked it.
Yeah, look, my favorite parts of this match are all Taichi versus Empire guy.
Yeah.
Taichi versus other Empire guy, and Taichi versus the other Empire. I don't know. Yoshihashi has his whole character to me now is Goto's friend, and I don't like Goto. So Naito's friends. Hey, it's Naito's friends. Let's go. Goto's friends, get out of here. And Taichi tagging with these two is fucking weird. Honma I can accept because I kind of like that goofball, and he's a never dude. But yeah, tagging with Yoshihashi just. He used to be in Suzuki-gun. This doesn't.
Dude, do you want to hear a shocking thing that happened to me watching that match?
What?
Is I forgot about the Ishii thing. And I kind of had the volume turned down a little bit when I was watching this. I wasn't paying attention to commentary. And for a second there, I was like, are they trying to do Yoshihashi and Taichi versus? And I was like, for a split second preparing myself for a world where they're tagging together on the regular. And I was like, that might happen in multi-tags, but I meant as like an actual team. And
I know what you meant. And
But luckily they have to keep Yoshihashi warm because Goto's got to have something to do when he loses the title. So he's got to hang out with his boy.
Straight back into the fisherman position.
You got it.
There you go. All right. So next we have Nick Wayne, Mao, El Phantasmo, and Shooter Umino versus Ryohei Iwa, Hartley Jackson, Robbie Eagles, and Zack Sabre Jr. I like the start of this where everyone on Mao's team, they all square up. We're the squarest 4-man team ever. And I'm like, oh, I've missed El Phantasmo. Oh, fuck yeah. I've definitely missed Zack Sabre Jr. and Ryohei Iwa.
Yeah, no kidding.
Shooter Umino is also in this match.
Aw.
And he's fucking great. Oh,
he got trained in this match.
Dude. That's one of my first notes here. There's a huge hoe train on Shooter Umino.
That's hilarious.
And then there's limb torture on Shooter. And you think Jackson's just there to be like, I'm going to keep the other guys on. Instead, Iwa, Eagles, and Zack Sabre Jr., they keep cutting Jackson off as he tries to grab an arm or a leg because he's not the submission guy. The others are. He's the bruiser, right? So yeah. Oh, I've got the leg. Yay, we've all got to move on him. Yay.
Hartley's really good at getting those little short story pops. He's really good at that, isn't he? Like these just like little tiny stories that are in a match. He's going to get the big pop at the end every time, and it's good.
Hey, Hartley Jackson, number one. Yeah, he knows. He knows he's. Yeah. He knows his fucking spot, and he's working it to perfection.
Yeah.
He's getting the most out of where he is, and he's eating finishes and everything. It doesn't matter. Like he's just. Yeah.
Look at him. Look at him versus what Bag does. Bag's in the same spot. Just saying.
I can't. Like he does sliced bread.
Maybe that's
we call
not
him
fair.
Bag.
Maybe that's not fair, but I'm just saying he's in the same spot. So.
Like, all I know is Hartley Jackson has come in. I mean, maybe he's got more years of experience. Right, he definitely has more years of experience, but he's definitely in the same spot, so he's making it work a lot. Yeah, no, Aussie, baby. So, look, I appreciate Robbie Eagles here because Nick Wayne gets the better of him again, and I'm like, Robbie, you are so unselfish that is why you will never win the best of the Super Juniors. You're just too generous, my man. I love you. But I don't like seeing Nick Wayne get the better of you. I'm sorry. That's just my bias. And I'm just going to put that right there right now. I'm like, here's your chance to get a little bit of revenge. You don't take it because you're generous and you're going to make the 19-year-old look like a fucking $1 million. And you do. I love Robbie Eagles.
That's good, though, because Robbie is having a job interview right there. You know what I mean? So I mean, every match is a job interview, especially when you're wrestling someone from an American company that's going to go back and tell everybody what happened. And
this guy made me look fucking awesome. Yeah.
And Robbie's been on ROH before, so that could get Robbie's title on national television in AEW or on ROH. So.
Look, you know I'm a selfish cunt, and I would much prefer Robbie Eagles stay in New Japan full time. But if he's got an opportunity to make some motherfucking money, go for it. Go for it, my man. Absolutely do it. Anyway, this also get a nice piece of El Phantasmo versus Robbie Eagles. Yeah. They have a pin battle and they fucking kick the shit out of each other. I'm like, oh my God.
They don't like each other.
Can I have this? Give me this match.
It's been a while.
But yeah, it has been. Yeah, that's right, because the Bullet Club cuties fucking him over. Eagles doesn't forget that stuff. You're right. Oh, dude. I would take another match between these two any day of the week. It is really fun. I like seeing Harley Jackson just clobbering El Phantasmo with a lariat, and then all the TMDK, the Mighty Don't Kneel guys, just doing sentons on the TV champ.
Yeah.
I love group sentons. That's one of my favorite spots now. And I think Harley Jackson brought that into the group because they're all submission guys. He's like, I want a spot where I'm a bit more, I want to be the fucking full stop on a thing. And he's a big dude, so he's definitely a full stop. But CR2 on Harley Jackson for the finish. You lost to the champ. Big deal. Yeah, it's fine. Absolutely fine. I like this match a lot.
It was fun. And the CR2 on Hartley is impressive, right?
Yeah.
You know, that's like, I am a heavyweight, you see. Look at me doing the heavyweight thing.
I'm the fucking champ. Watch me do this cool shit. Yeah, absolutely.
ELP is someone I never take seriously. I've never even thought about him as IWGP champion. I think he's got a long way to go to be believable as something like that, but stuff like this helps. It's like these little things over time. That's how New Japan does stories. So they end up working, it turns out. But next week we have another tag match. It is Teton and Tsuji versus Connors and Ishimori. And Connors and Teton start, and Ishimori cheats to help right away. Connors gets wheel sawn and hits Tsuji. There's heat on Tsuji for a while, and Ishimori tries a half-heart. Oh, this is funny. So Ishimori hits him like a move that's not going to win the match. He knows it. So he does this kind of a weak, half-hearted pin that Tsuji easily kicks out of. And then Ishimori's like, what the fuck, ref? Like, that's great. It's like, you didn't even try. It didn't work. So it's really funny.
Remember when Ishimori pinned the heavyweight champion twice?
Yeah. He should get a title shot,
That's right.
Fun. He'll lose. Anyway, Teton gets in and he does a bunch of cool moves. Stupid. And they fight to a double down. Tsuji tags in to face Connors, and Connors hits a G flip on Tsuji and he goes flying. And I asked myself, what's more powerful? Blasted jeans or a drunk rhino? And we're going to find out. So Teton gets a big dive on Ishimori, and they both look at each other. We got Tsuji in one corner, Connors in the other, and they look at each other, and they both know it's time to find out. So they both run at each other. It's a spear off, and Tsuji blasts the fuck out of his jeans. And I love that. I thought that was so fun, man.
I like this match. I do. There's just one aspect of it I don't like.
Teton?
No, it's got nothing to do with the wrestlers. It's the fact that why are you having a heavy job out one of the best of Super Junior entrants? I mean, I know he's got a title and everything, but come on, man. Could have had Teton lose that to Taiji Ishimori or Clark Connors. And all right,
but Teton. So you gotta keep him strong.
I know. They love keeping him as strong as possible. Look, so apart from that nitpick, that ending was fucking awesome.
That was fun, right?
It's a spear off. It's blast your jeans, motherfucker. I think he might. Maybe it's because how other wrestlers sell it too, and how New Japan sold it. But I went from being like a spear really to I think this guy's got the best spear I've ever seen. Yeah. Okay. So here's Yeah. I like the air that he kind of gets out of people from doing that. You know, it's like he doesn't spear straight up, straight. He
Yeah,
spears
okay.
upwards.
He lifts them, right? Okay.
Yeah, and he's a
Hmm.
big dude, so yeah, I can definitely
Suji
see
is
him.
like he's a fucking star. When he walks
Oh,
in,
dude.
it's like Naito is there. It's like Okada is there. It's like one of these big time guys is there. And I think the other guys are starting to get that too a little bit. Not to Suji's level. Suji's just was already a finished product when he showed up. So it's like
Yeah.
he was already awesome.
Even Gabe the Kid's taken a little bit of time to kind of like really go, oi, here I am, pay attention
Yeah.
to me. You know, and we've always liked him, but I think out of all these guys, you're right. You and I take we were sold on we were sold on Yoda, and we were getting it. I was especially me was getting annoyed with his booking at the start because I'm having a title match straight away. I'm well, unless they're going to book you like a Carter, and I doubt it, you're
Yeah.
losing.
Right.
And then he's lost his next match and his next match and his next match, and I'm like, this guy's got star on him. What the fuck are you doing? And now here we are. He's got a
It
title.
worked. Whatever
fucking
it is they
awesome.
did worked.
Yeah.
You know, now he's a star. So
Yeah, he's got an it factor though. It's yeah. My Charity doesn't care so much about New Japan as much as maybe when I first started and all that, and that's fine. You know, you drift in and out and all that. But she's got two boys. She loves her Ishimori, and she really loves Yota Tsuji. She took one look at this guy, young lion Yota Tsuji, probably just passed it by. Like young lions, you don't pay too much attention of if you're a casual, right? But Yota Tsuji, yeah, she's not allowed anywhere near her. Not blasting my lunch cheese, goddammit.
Oh, hey. Luke, there was two matches on this show that we were most looking forward to. One was the main event to see whether how the rest of this recording process was even going to go, you know, and the other one was this next match that is really fun.
Yeah, it is. You know how it's probably going to end and all that kind of stuff, but I don't care. It is Evil versus Gato. Oh my god. And Gato, hey, he's not a fucking idiot. He does a huge Kanemaru Gambit. He's already got fucking both guys all sorted. He's got a kendo stick and he's willing to whack motherfuckers with it. So he's bringing out Evil, you know? Like, I'm like, fuck yeah, Gato. You're gonna get your ass kicked, but like, all right.
He handcuffed Dick Togo to the fucking scaffolding in the
Oh,
entrance. and gagged him like he'd been kidnapped for a while.
Yeah, it's fucking incredible. Evil uses Shomakato as a shield from the kendo stick, and Gato's like, I don't give a fuck about Shomakato, and just fucking whacks the prick. And then Shomakato goes down and he starts whacking Evil with the kendo stick again. I fucking love it. And then Evil like, all right, I'm going to use Milano as a shield. Guess what? Gato doesn't give a shit about fucking Milano either, but Milano manages to duck out of the way. So, all right, maybe he does give a little bit of a fuck about.
He cares about Walker because he did the same thing with Walker and Gato didn't hit Walker. So,
oh my God, this is so much fun. I'm already laughing my ass off. And you kind of know Gato, the losingest loser who ever lost in New Japan, but you know he books these whole shows, so I think he's doing just fine. We all know this, and you know Evil's an ex-heavyweight champion, all this kind of stuff. You know he's going to win, but I love that Evil just goes along with it. Like, let's do this goofy thing where you're chasing me with a kendo stick and stuff like that. I gotta respect the dude because a lot of wrestlers take themselves so seriously, you know.
Yeah, I do.
You'd know this more than me, having been around them a lot more than I have, right? And
some of them take themselves very seriously.
And then you've got Evil here using a young lion as a shield, while Gato, of all people, is trying to hit him with a stick. Gato, why would you fear this man, right? Because it's fun and it's silly, and he's got a weapon. Why not?
And it all works because of good psychology. Yeah, he's getting beat up by this guy, but that's not for no reason. It's because of all the things that Gato did to get him in this situation, right? And then Evil is always going to win in the end in a situation like this, which makes it all okay. Any of his running away, any of his fucking cowardice bullshit doesn't make him look weak. You know what I mean? It just makes him look like an asshole. So,
all right. Before House of Torture, I really liked Evil. Like he was a never guy. Absolutely. Bang. Just great. Absolutely great. I love this Evil. I got a House of Torture shirt and a Darkness Club. Oh, I guess he's not in Bullet Club anymore shirt. Like I love Evil. And I loved him ever since they've made him go from I'm just a guy named Evil to I'm evil. I'm going to use a young lion and a commentator as a shield. I don't give a fuck. All this kind of stuff. So yeah, no, I love it. They finally get into the ring, by the way, and there's a front-looking flatliner by Gato, and Gato, he's like, all right, I've survived this far. Superflow. He gets on the top rope, but Evil shoves Kenta Sato into the corner, into the ropes, making Gato crotch himself, and then sends Gato into the exposed corner. Gato gets pulled up at 2 from a pin. Lariat on Gato, picks him up again. Then Darkness Scorpion and Evil makes Gato tap out. And I'm like, what a fucking asshole. Yeah. House of Torture come out now, and Sonata's a fucking giant prick and a heel when he comes out in clown Crocs. He's wearing Crocs that are giant-sized clown shoes. What a heel. Ah, my God. He's another guy that's just... I know inside his mind, I know he is buzzing with ideas and creativity and interesting things he wants to do. He loves wrestling. He loves being smooth and fluid and technical, but he's also grooving on doing some of this heel stuff. And then you see his face, and it's hard as granite.
Old skull, even.
Like you could make an Eastwood movie out of Sonata, with Sonata playing Eastwood. Like,
yeah,
it'd work. The good, the bad, the ugly with Sonata would absolutely work. But you put some goofy shit on him with a guitar and some Sonic shoes and things like that. And I'm like, you know what? I'm allow this. I'm having fun. You're obviously vibing off being with your buddy Evil again, because you got to think they're both Naito's mates, right? So they're having fun being together again. And I'm just really digging it. Beat down on Gato, by the way, and whichever members of War Dogs who were there come down to help, which is pretty much only Clark Condis, Toji Ishimori, and Robbie X, and they all get beat down. And Gato gets a dog collar put on him and choked out over the top rope, you see, because they've got a match coming.
Yeah. They love that dog collar thing. The fucking House of Torture love it. It's their favorite thing. Whenever shit gets serious, let's get the dog collars out.
It's dog time.
They're not even the dogs. You know what I mean? Like but I get it. It makes sense. There's a pun there in what they're doing, so I appreciate it. But yeah,
for sure.
I thought that was a lot of fun. I don't know. You said everything that happened. There's not much else to say about it that we did. We kind of had a little divergent talk during it too, that I told you a bunch of shit I liked. But anyway, it was fun to see Walker get involved in the, in the shenanigans and stuff. And he was acting all shook up afterwards. And it was like,
he's becoming a staple now. And, I'm glad.
Yeah.
He's getting more entrenched into Japanese wrestling. And I love it. He's good for it.
I got a little beef with what happens here in this next match, because we get Tanahashi, Ninja Mac, and Dragon Dia, but they come out to Tanahashi's music, and I was like, I don't get to hear it one more time,
Yeah. I know what you mean.
Yeah, but they're why did Tanahashi do that to you? That's because he's the ace and the president. But anyway, they're facing the team of just two guys, Taka and Yuya Uemura and El Desperado. That's a great team there. Former Suzuki-gun guys there. So Yuya wants the ace, and he gets them because this is a preview for their match at Dominion, which we'll talk about later. So it's very good wrestling. Yuya gets some big cheers. And then we get Ninja and El Desperado in, and Ninja wants a handshake. And Desperado doesn't do friends. He's here to beat people up. But he shakes anyway, and they run the ropes, right? And Ninja tries to do the numero dos on Desperado, which is a huge mistake because Desperado just kills him. He's like, no. And Dragon
one on the apron.
Dragon Dia gets a hot tag and runs wild on everybody. And then he lands Okay, so he does a big move off top rope and lands like head to face on Taka. It's a little like it was almost looked bad, almost, but it doesn't. He don't like totally rotate one of his flippy moves too and lands on Desperado like right in a row. But luckily, he only weighs like 90 pounds, so it's not.
Yeah.
So he and Desperado do really cool reversal stuff, and then it's Yuya versus Tanahashi again, and Yuya tries a high fly flow on Tanahashi. Doesn't work. What's he thinking? And he does get a drop kick though, and tags in Taka, who tries to win. He runs away from Tanahashi and tries some goofy shit and gets like one, pin attempt or something, but nope. Dragon Screw Cloverfield. But I forgot to mention Marty's here, and Marty doesn't even get a chance to ask him because Desperado breaks that up. And we get everybody in the pool hitting huge moves. There's a big dive from Daya and a ninja special and a high fly flow on Taka for the win. Tanahashi gets the big pin. And the match is fine. But what happens afterwards is everyone's leaving. And Desperado's like still kind of gathering his shit or whatever in the ring, getting ready to walk out. And the crazy monkey music hits and Jun Kasai comes out. And he's like, we're going to wrestle on the 24th. And here's an invitation to the thing. It's called Death Pain Invitation, and it's going to be a show or something.
Yeah, and at first I was like, fuck yeah, I like this. And then you told me some stuff before the show about Dominion and the winner of tonight's show, and I was just like, man, fuck you, Jun Kasai. But that's fine. Look, it is what it is. Whatever. Yes, Wilma, I'm right here. All right, so
Jun Kasai is doing like a Tanahashi tour, like kind of thing. I think he's retiring soon, so I think this is like a big deal for him to finally get this match the way they want to do it on some other promotion or whatever. So, yeah. And there has, I don't know if there's been any talk about it being a sanctioned title match though. But Jun Kasai kind of said, "I don't want your title." He said, "I don't want your title. I don't want your mask. I want you." Is kind of what he said, which was kind of cool. They love each other in that wrestling way.
Because he knows if it's a title match, they're not going to book him to win. So he's like, "Don't make it a title match. Like, let's put some drama in this." All right. So next we've got Shingo Takagi. Hey, Hiromu Takahashi. Ryusuke Taguchi. Yay! And Hiroki Goto.
Hiroki Goto, why you such a pussy?
Your title match, there's no suck balls except for the one with Finley. Now lay down your bitch and lose to Shingo. Fucking, oh my god. All right, so look, Hiromu and Taguchi were in different blocks, and there's been a bit of that throughout the night, actually. Guys in different blocks actually being in the ring together, and it's quite nice and it's fun. Some of these tags, but and I know I've probably seen Hiromu and Taguchi together a million times, but I have actually, because they're always having goofy pin battles and ass attacks with each other and shit, and they're fucking fun here as well. In fact, I like Taguchi versus Shingo. I like Taguchi versus Hiromu. Goto's a fucking black hole vacuum. He's like a walking dark city, man.
Wow.
I've never felt this way about him before. We've both put him over when we've enjoyed one of his matches, like we do with when T10. I've done it with Yo before as well, and I'm probably going to do it again very soon with maybe some nitpicks, but I'm definitely going to put him over. But he's lame as the champion. He's so lame, and I don't get this guy's the top of the fucking food chain vibes off him. I get it off Shingo. Like, yeah, I see Shingo's being a top dog for sure. And I want to see him beat the shit out of Goto just to put everyone out of their misery. He bores the shit out of me so much, he makes me not want to take notes. Like just because, I'm just like, Goto, and I'm like, oh, I like the other three guys here. Hiromu but you know what? LIJ, unaffiliated LIJ, they got my back because they want to see me smile, they want to cheer me up, they want to do some cool shit. So Hiromu is like, hey Goto, fucking little bitch, watch this. Canadian GTR on Taguchi. And then Hiromu's like, hey, watch this too, motherfucker. Shingo, fucking eyeballing Goto the whole time, burning Dragon Hammer onto Gucci for 3, just fucking eyeballing Goto the whole time. And I'm just like, fucking give me that. I want that. Fucking kick his ass.
That was fun. After
Yeah.
the match, Luke, Shingo got on the mic and he's like, I'm going to win the match and I'm going to take that and I'm going to end the Goto Revolution. And Goto is like, it should just let it be. Cool, bro. Walk off. That's what Shingo would do to him. But no, Goto's like, I got to have the last word. And he gets on the mic. He's like, no, I'm going to beat you. And you can't stop the Goto Revolution. And then he walks off. And it was weak.
Yeah. Yep.
I was really worried about the main event, Luke.
Yeah, me too. You said it right correctly the other day. It stuck in my head. You were saying like, well, New Japan's done its job then. They've given you a main event for the Best of Super Juniors you're invested in because you want one guy to win big time and you really don't want the other guy to win. So so I'm invested as fuck for this main event big time. Yeah, they got me. Yeah.
So like
that's what I want for a final though.
The correct decision is to have Fujita win, right? That's it. And like having Yo win is just like having Goto win. And we're going to talk about that a lot in this match. Is like one of the stories of this match is past versus present, right? Yo's stuck in the past and it's shown by his move choices, his very deliberate move choices. Fujita is the now. And New Japan has decided on this day that the now is superior, you know, and I love that. That's what makes us work. If Yo had won, I would still like the match a lot because this is a big time main event New Japan match. Doesn't matter junior, heavyweight. This is the match that if you are a wrestler in New Japan, you have to be able, and you want to be a main eventer, you have to be able to do this. And I don't mean just go out there and do the moves these guys did. I mean
the drama, the selling, the
emotion, and like this was big time. This felt like a match, it not on the same level, but it gave me the same feeling as something like Okada versus Jay White, or Naito versus Jay White, or many other Jay White matches. So it's like it reminded me of that. So
and you know how I feel about Yo. I agree. They fucking crushed it.
We do get a cool video package, right? And it's pretty neat. And it kind of has both guys equally in it, which is rare. Usually it's all one guy, and then he wins or loses, and then we say, oh, fuck you. But but it's Yo versus Fujita, and this is for the Best of Super Juniors final. So TMDK are out with Fujita, and it feels like a big fucking deal. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know why. They're always out with each other sometimes, but this felt like a big deal. And there's a lot of Yo fans, and they show Yo fans in the crowd. And Yo comes out, and he is wearing an Okada jacket, and Okada's like skirt thing, all right, made out of Ziploc baggies. And he kind of he does the Okada entrance too. And I wrote, Luke is going to be mad about that.
Already, I'm like, fuck you.
There was one close-up shot of Yo where I noticed in one of his pockets, like in his front shirt pocket of this jacket, he had a picture of Che Guevara. I don't know why.
If you can imagine me doing the fucking don't imagine me. Go to YouTube. Picard face palm, right?
Yeah. Oh. We see Desperados on Japanese commentary, and this crowd is really into this. And we get like at the very beginning, bell rings, and they wait. The crowd seems even, and they do some really good like, I almost got you, but you almost got me, but then I almost got you, but then you almost got, like they do one of those a couple times, and they're really good at the beginning. And it's like, whoa, okay, they got my attention right away with the wrestling, and I was pretty excited. So anyway, Yo does Yano's break thing in the ropes, and this also got me interested because this is where we're starting to see, we got the Okada entrance, we got this Yano move, we're starting to see what the story is here, past versus present and all that stuff. So anyway, he does that, which the crowd likes it. but then apron kick and a moonsault from Fujita to the floor, and Fujita gets a single leg grab on Yo. He gets a rope break, but then Yo hits a headhunter. And listen, I don't want to dwell on this. I don't want to talk about this, but we got to talk about this. So one of the things that was funny about this is that first of all, Yoshihashi, he's referencing Chaos, the past, all that stuff, even though they still wrestle, it still is the past because Chaos is in the past. And it's also the best headhunter I've ever seen anyone do in New Japan.
Dude, I was simultaneously annoyed he did the headhunter. Then I also thought, man, that's like the best headhunter I've seen in years. Holy fuck, that was like, it was just so fucking smooth and beautiful.
So funny, man.
But not smooth as in like it felt like a red, like it fucking, yeah, no, you're right.
Yo does
he did a bit, wow.
He does a butterfly lock, and it doesn't look like it hurts, but it looks a little better than a normal butterfly lock. So
maybe the added tape and the expressive face of Fujita really helped with that. Yeah,
I think so. So Fujita gets a big dive and the first replay of the match. That's great. Springboard dropkick for 2 for Fujita. They do a bunch of counters and cool moves, and Yo briefly gets the Anaconda Vice on, but Fujita counters and puts the double wrist lock on. So little tit for tat stuff going on. We got Falcon Arrow for a double down. And then there's also a battle of O'Connor rolls. You never know which one of them is going to bring it out at any point, but they both do that move and have won many matches with it. So the first one's Yo. He gets it and it's countered into the surfboard thing. And Yo's in big trouble right here. And the crowd's going nuts. Fujita lets go though, and gets that like limb gathering hold, but he can only get 3 and Yo won't give up. Everyone goes crazy right here. You got like fucking, this is like not even late in the match. And you got the crowd going nuts, stomping their feet and shit. And you got fucking TMDK jumping up and down in the background, freaking out.
I'm already nervous / excited. I'm marking out already. Then they're like 10 minutes. 10 minutes have passed. Like, what? That's it?
That was some good pro wrestling right there, that rope break. Yeah. That's a rope break spot. That was fucking fantastic. So then after the rope break, Fujita gets 3 German suplexes, the last one with a bridge for 2. There's a big chop battle, and Yo keeps running into the chops and putting his arms behind his back. Remember when Jay White did that when he lost to the big guy, Hikuleo? Yeah, remember he did that a bunch? That was interesting. I don't think that Yo was referencing that. I just think he's trying to be tough.
Look tough and shit, yeah.
He's just trying to be macho and show him that the chops don't matter. But I mean, we're seeing that they matter.
Oh, dude.
So Yo fires up from all the chops. He chops a mud hole. A superplex from 2 for Yo. Hey. And he gets the Anaconda Vice.
Shit, yeah.
Yeah. And then they struggle in the hold there in Anaconda Vice. And Yo uses some cool ways to get Fujita back in the middle of the ring, like a couple different ones. And it was like, that was neat. There's a big cutter from Fujita for another double down, big bouye spot, and they're both selling like they got nothing left, but they got enough. It's fantastic. Oh man, I love that. So anyway, they're both selling hard. We got a suplex fight, and they both get the big fire up after one, spot. And there's an O'Connor roll for 2 for Fujita, so he busts that out. He hits a bunch of kicks and tries to end the match, right? But Sushi Goroshi from Yo, boo, and the crowd loves it because it's Goto. It's the spirit of Goto. He's not dead, but it's the spirit of Goto. And he's here visiting us. He's backstage pooping, but
no, he's gone to the fucking hotel. Yeah. He's in bed already.
Yeah, he's there pooping. He can't go to bed yet. He's got to poop. But Yo hits a Shoto using the ring post as the stand-in Yoshihashi like Goto does. That's only good for 2. Thank goodness. They both try finishers, and there are many reversals hit. It's awesome. Yo hits a surprise ripcord knee, and
that was fucking gnarly, man.
Right?
Holy fuck.
They were going furiously back and forth with all these counters, and no one was hitting anything. And then boom, this ripcord knee, and fucking Fujita sold it like he got his face caved in. And here we go. Yo makes a big mistake. He goes to this Chaos well too much. Why? That's not how you won, are going to win Best of Super Juniors. That's not how you got to where you're at. I don't know why he tries this, but I guess it's to tell that story. So here it is. He tries a Rainmaker, but Fujita turns that into a Zaka driver, and Zach freaks out ringside. There's a thrill ride, but no, this had me fucking pissed. Yo barely gets his shoulder up. So he kicked out of,
Oh, I was so
Fujita's
fucking angry.
finisher.
I was like, no, please, no.
And I think the match should just ended right there. I think it would have been a better ending because I was like deflated. And because he, like, Fujita's exhausted. He picks up Yo for another thrill ride and it looks like shit. And then Fujita wins. And I was like, so I was like, yes, yes, no, oh. It's kind of that was quite a roller coaster there at the end, just those last like 30 seconds. But man,
I'm going to allow
so
it because I got the result I wanted. So
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck what you say. No, I do. But, I'm allowed. I loved it. Look, any match that can get me kind of on the edge of my seat, make me both feel happy, mad, all this to make me run the gamut of a roller coaster. Whilst, yes, I can still see things that I want to nitpick and complain about. Fine, you did your job. That story you're telling is right. However, I think I've said this before. I like Yo when he's doing Yo. Like, maybe I'll never fully like Yo, but when Yo's using the Yo moveset, I'm more invested or interested in him. He's got the direct drive, does really great kicks and stuff. He's got moves. This guy's got moves. And I wish he'd focus more on being the best Yo he could be rather than being like, I'm an amalgamation of all the Chaos dudes. Dude, when he first tried the ripcord, I was like, don't do Okada. Bang, knee to the face. I'm like, yeah, that's the shit I want to see. That right there. Fucking hell. That knee to the face was absolutely crushing. And I was just like, oh, Vegeta's dead. This is over. So, yeah, I want more of that. More of that and more direct drivey kind of stuff than the other stuff. Yo's a tag champ, so he's got stuff to do and it'll be fine, and it's fine. He's got stories. He's got stories to be involved in, stories to tell. Also, he's going to win a Best of Super Juniors. There's no doubt in my mind he is going to win one day. Like, he might lose at least one more before he wins one, but he's been in 2 finals now. They were both good finals, and I think he's in a really good. I don't not like it because I'm not huge on him, but he's in a really good spot. And when they need him to, he'll crush a match like this. I think he looks dope when he's doing more Yo things, and he's got the fucking bleeding chest and shit too. So there's something in him that could get me to like him if he accentuates that more. But he doesn't. He decides to do this other shit instead. The Ishii superplex, good. The Ishii chop strikes in the corner, get him in the throat, man.
I didn't even recognize that they were Ishii.
Yeah, see?
So...
Yeah, I think I only did because I realized, all right, he's done Goto, he's done Yoshihashi, he's done Yano. Oh, okay. I guess this is Ishii.
My brain does not register the Ishii's in Chaos or ever was in Chaos because I know he is. I know he was, but just can't accept it. It's the worst faction for him.
So the right guy won. I mean, of course, I'm going to say that, but you want to start pushing these. Like, Yo's established. Like, he's established in New Japan. He is. Vegeta, all right, yeah, he just got to be tag champ with Robbie Eagles. Awesome. Now let's legitimize this guy big time. Like, let's just full blown get behind him. It's the right call. I like Vegeta's moveset, though. He's got shades of some Eagles and some Zack Sabre Jr., right? Like, some of the way he will work his submissions in and target things have shades of both those gentlemen. But then he's got his own fucking finishes and movesets and things like that. He won't do Zack Driver, neck crank, Robbie Eagles kick, Hartley Jackson senton. He won't Ewa grip.
He pulled out the things when he needed them.
But they weren't his whole shtick.
Right. Yeah. He countered the Anaconda Vice with that wrist lock that they taught him. Right. And he also, pulled out the Zack Driver the second he had the opportunity when it was a big moment and he knew it would be the most effective. That's when he did it. It wasn't to impress his friends. You know what I mean? Or to say he did it. Like, you know what I'm saying? And like, what about this, Luke? So you suddenly care a little bit about Yo. I've noticed, one way or the other.
Yeah.
Now you're like, I wish I could like him, and I care. Now you actually, one of your most famous rants, or your most famous rant, is about Yo, and you did care back then, and that was 5 years ago or something like that, and you still care now, but you care in a different way, and I think you genuinely want him to be good, not just for entertainment value. But what about this? I mean, if the character were to progress, the next logical step, in my opinion, would be he sees that this isn't working and he has to try something different that's his. He has to leave these guys, and go do his own thing, So, like a lone wolf kind of thing would be a good idea, and come up with completely different moveset, a completely different character, or join fucking House of Torture or something. Because, I mean, I think he'd be awesome at something like that.
Oh, he crushed that. Yeah. Yes, you're right. There's things in this dude I like, and I kind of hate it sometimes that when I have to put this dude over, because I just don't like him. But there's something there. There is something there. All the ingredients are there. Now they just need to be. I don't know. I don't want to hate any of them. I mean, Yujiro's a lost cause. Because
Yujiro was awesome on this night, though. Yujiro's starting to get over, like, in a way that he's never gotten over with me before. So I'm like happy to see him now, which is wild. So House of Torture fixes everything.
Hey, I'm not interested in seeing him do one-on-one singles runs or anything like that. No. But he is perfectly placed in House of Torture. You're absolutely right. And every group needs at least one job or so. Chijiro. But yeah, I like, if I can hate him less, even though I think he's just like a straight line of coasteringness, then I don't know. I've turned around on Sonata quite a few times, so
that's true.
There's no one I fully hate.
Well, Kanemaru.
No, but he wants me to hate him, and he's tickled. He loves it. So what a fucking main event. What a celebration. And I like that the TMD guys are pretty quick to get the fuck out and let him celebrate as well. And then they'll celebrate with him backstage and all this kind of stuff. So
they do sit on the edge of the ring together.
Yeah, of course.
Fun,
yeah. So I'm elated. And Andy didn't watch this live with me, dear listeners, so I couldn't tell him whether I liked the show or not, because whether I liked the show or not would have spoiled the main event for him.
Yeah. Well, and you have a hard time, like, not like letting stuff like that out. You know what I mean? So one way or another, you're not trying to, but you're going to tell me what happens. So
have you watched the show? Yes.
That's
yes.
That tells me something, just that. So, but that's good, man. I'm glad that what do you think? We did another Best of Super Juniors. It wasn't that hard this year, thank goodness,
There's a bit of easy. I don't feel the huge cathartic release as maybe because I didn't really need it so badly this time.
Yeah.
We managed to balance it out how we do our schedule and things, and get the shows out pretty good and all that kind of stuff. So no, I didn't feel that stress and all that kind of stuff. But I've had family stuff going on, and it's still been able to fucking keep it all up. So I guess we'll probably do a Never Realm before Dominion, but
well, hang on. We're still talking about Best of Super Juniors.
Yeah.
The tournament. I mean, you guys stay tuned to the end of the year to hear our, top 5 matches. But, we're not going to do that here. But, like, what are some things you remember from the tournament you really liked? Or what were some things you really liked talking about?
The Mega Ninja Special against Robbie X. It was very memorable. I love that. Kushida wrestles like a guy who doesn't know that he's in the doghouse, to be honest.
Maybe he's out.
I hope so, because he's a commodity for me. He's a guy that so he left to try to make some money. Fuck you. You weren't going to push him into the heavies. Like, get out your head out your ass. Used him well, because he's worth it. His matches quality is fucking fantastic, and I feel like the Best of Super Juniors will just remind people. Robbie X filling in for Bushi. There's only one time I missed Bushi, and that was the Hiromu match, and it's got nothing to do with the quality of Robbie X's match against Hiromu. Just that moment might have hit a bit harder if the wrestlers were reversed. But
Yeah.
man, for the guy who filled in, he absolutely crushed it. You know, there's not a huge amount of notice or anything like that. Hey, you're in the best of Super Juniors. Let's go. Here's the schedule. Let's do it. Here you go. Absolutely fantastic. Clark Connors bringing in Taya-san, Wheel-san. I loved it. And I reckon House of Torture was backstage going, oh, fuck, that's a great idea. You know, like, fuck, that's a great idea. There's only one time I think I wasn't a big fan of it, and that's the Vegeta spot.
Yeah.
But
Vegeta was going to win Best of Super Juniors. You're going to hit him with the fucking tire like that. Damn.
Yeah, right.
Like, that's not smart. I don't like that. So.
Yeah, no. I love that Dragon Dyer wasn't made to look. Maybe you're right. Maybe the point, like, I did complain a bit about Even Stevens-ish, but like, no one looked particularly weak. Taguchi had the least amount of points, but
and
he was
looked
fucking
amazing.
Awesome too.
He was great. He beat Ishimori, didn't he? Or did he lose that match? Yeah, he beat Ishimori, I think.
No, I think he beat Ishimori. Yeah. So I'm not looking, but I loved Ishimori. Hiromu was that right balance of I'm going to win and putting over someone. I love Akira. He got to do the whole tournament this year and introduce that new move, the ground tarantula.
Yeah.
And as soon as that move's sunk in, you're fucked. And UFO Splash by Kevin Knight. Oh my God. So
everybody got some character progression, you know, which is important.
Yeah. I know I didn't really mention any like specific Robbie Eagles. What? Just heaven every time. And his matches with Ishimori and Desp. Oh, yeah, the Teton match. So I know I haven't focused on any one match, but these are all the kind of things that's why I'm terrible at a best of end of year list spectaculars kind of thing.
What do you mean? We're great at those.
Oh yeah, of course.
We do one every year.
But what about you, Mr. Guy? What was some of the things that really hit you?
Well, recent memory is recency bias, but Show versus Mal was like one of the most fun things we've ever seen in the Best of Super Juniors match.
One on my short list.
It was up there with Taguchi versus Connors. You know, it was like that same kind of thing. Also, Mal versus Taguchi was incredible. I thought Mal was like he seemed to easily like effortlessly do something different every night. And like, yeah, we don't see him very often, so it is going to be much easier for him to kind of like surprise us with different things, right? But you know, so I was still impressed by it though, because some of the stuff he did was so fun. Also, I've never been a big Ninja Mac guy. Never really liked him that much, honestly. And so, you know, he had some of the best ring psychology in his matches this year of anybody, and like, he's a great wrestler. He fucking crushed it. And that was a big kind of turnaround for me.
Real creative finishes too.
Yeah. Every finish was different in a way that was like just something you weren't expecting. The Robbie X finish was awesome. The Dragon Dyer match was fucking great, you know.
Just Akira as well. I'm posing. I just did a great flip. Fireball, boom, 1, 2, 3. Like even in losing, he's kind of made it like, oh, I made a mistake. Bang, you're out. Like, you know, all this kind of stuff. Yeah, it's great.
He was good. You know, Walker crushed it. You know, he was fantastic. And I feel like he sounds the most comfortable he's ever sounded. You know what I mean? And I feel like he's in the chair now, you know, in a way maybe he hasn't been before.
They promote you / give you more stuff to do with the Stardom thing. I'd feel more confident where I am too, because they've just been like, all right, it's working out. Let's bump him up. Fuck yeah. Good.
Yeah. And I mean, he's no longer auditioning. You know what I mean? And like that process could be a long time in New Japan. We don't know. We've seen a lot of, you know, announcers come and go. So yeah, Luke, the next show is fucking Osaka-jo Hall, Dominion.
Yeah. It
on
is
the 15th with there's a press conference the day before. That's it. Nothing else between now and then which is fucking crazy. I was kind of bummed when I found that out.
Yeah. I guess we'll do a never round or something, but it's weird. It's always weird for us, right? We've got multiple shows a week. Now you got 2 weeks off. Yay! You watch. Either you or I next week will be like, when's New Japan coming back? Like,
Well,
come on,
I know
man.
when they're coming back. It's on the 15th.
Or I miss New Japan. Can we watch it? Yeah. Yeah. So I know we don't preview that much, but it's fucking Dominion. So I'm gonna run through the card a little bit because we got a kickoff match that I'm very fucking excited for. It's Murashima and Shomakato versus Daiki Nagaya and Masatori Yasada.
2-on-2.
Yep. And I really like this batch of young lions. There's more than one that stands out. I mean, for me, head and shoulders, it's Murashima. He's my favorite. But I love me some Daiki Nagaya. And Shomakato's got his moments too. And yeah, Yasada, I like him too, but I think maybe I need to see more. But yeah, I like him.
He hasn't had much time.
No.
These him and Kato are the two that are kind of like the underdogs now. But that's what's going to end up getting us behind them. They just got to get their ass kicked a bunch by Murashima and Daiki Nagaya. So.
Oh yeah, and then get the revenge, and it's going to be huge. We got 8-man. We got Taiji Ishimori, Chase Owens, Clark Connors, and Drilla Maloney versus Sanada, Ren Narita, Yujiro, and X. Could it be Jake Lee?
Yeah, I hope so. How
big is fucking House of Torture, man? There's a lot of rooms in that house. Fuck.
But wouldn't you rather have Jake Lee though? I mean, I hope it's Jake Lee, but wouldn't you rather have him fuck over Gabe Kidd in his match and then join House of Torture? You know what I mean? Like he's got to do like the come back as a war dog and then turn on him, kind of thing. So like Kanemaru always does.
Agreed. All right, we got this tag team. I don't know what they're driving at for this match, but we've got El Phantasmo and Shooter Umino versus Ryohei Iwa and Zack Sabre Jr. I mean, you could have just given El Phantasmo a TV title match here against, I don't know, Ryohei Iwa. Yeah?
Yeah.
Mm.
I mean,
Yeah. All right. Who loses this match? I mean, I don't want PMDK to lose that match.
Well, what if anyone who pins El Phantasmo is going to get a title shot, right? So
yeah,
he'll probably get pinned.
Look, I know Zach started that belt, but I don't know. I'm happy in his higher spot than he is. So let's have Ryohei Iwa in that spot.
Yeah, I got you.
Yeah. Hey, I'm not going to poo-poo ZSJ versus El Phantasmo, though. I'm just not.
No, it's just like you don't want to see him come down in title.
Yeah.
Like when Goto loses the title, yeah, give him the tag belt. Sure, yeah, go do that. You know what I mean? Go do tag belts because we don't want you to be back up here. When Zack Sabre Jr. loses the title, you want him to still be in that upper echelon. I mean, it's like, yeah, Naito went for the tag titles, but then he quit New Japan. So
yeah,
just saying.
He's like, bye. Then we also have this match I'm really looking forward to. It's a chance for Tanahashi to be, come on, man. It's time to kind of do some presidential shit.
Yeah.
It's Tanahashi versus Yu Uemura. And was it? Yeah. So I think this is gonna be a great time, and I hope Yu wins. Tanahashi should just be beaten up on dads by now, but that's about it. But I'm hoping Yu wins. I know New Japan can be a bit funny sometimes when it comes to pushing these younger guys, but
it's time. Fujita won Best of Super Juniors.
There's lots of
the ace.
There's lots of fucking gaps, dude, in New Japan for people to like move up. People are leaving, and seats are empty. Try some shit. Let's go. Let's push some fresh people. It might help reinvigorate everything, You never know. Well, I do know. That's usually what happens in wrestling, isn't it? We got the IWGP Junior Tag Team Championship match. It's Yoshinobu Kanemaru, motherfucker, and Sho versus Wato and Yo. I think this is going to be the ultimate underdog chaos story, and then they're probably going to win, and I'm okay with that. House of Torture have got stank belts. It's fine.
Dude, what if Yo turns on Wado and joins House of Torture here?
Dude, we want everyone to be in the house.
I said it about Yo earlier. You know what I mean? And I think that maybe the Jake Lee thing's too obvious and he should be a war dog. But like Yo turn on Wado here, that'd be fun. It's not going to happen, but
no.
I'm just hoping stuff happens for Yo. That's entertaining.
We've got a match that we both know Taichi and Ishii are probably going to be the generous dudes that they've always been. But you know what? If Callum beats one of these guys or Great Khan, I'm not mad. I like both Callum and Great Khan, so I'm not mad. It's the IWGP Tag Team Championship match. Taichi, Ishii, Callum, and Great Khan. I'm actually look. I know we both want Taichi and Ishii to win, but I actually just want to watch this match. I'm happy.
Yeah, it'll be great. And like, I like everyone in this match. I want to see them beat each other up.
Yeah, absolutely. And then we've got our main event. Hey, it's on here. And see, this is another thing. Like, I was ragging on Oleg for ages, and now I'm happy for him to win my favorite belt in New Japan. It's Boltin Oleg versus Konosuke Takeshita. It's time for me to see my belt more often, please, New Japan. Like, bring it back. Bring it back to New Japan. Bring it back to me. Yeah. So do that. Oleg, let's go.
Yeah, he needs something to do. Let's be something for him to do. You know, because like his first challenger will be like, I don't know. If Tsuji loses his title, he can come out and challenge for the Never title or something. You know, I mean, there's lots of people. Riho Aiwa, you know,
heaps of chunky guys he can have come up against Oleg.
Hunky boys or
hunky boys, husky boys. Oh my goodness,
fun.
Yeah. We got
okay. So the dog collar thing makes sense now to me. Okay, I didn't know.
Yeah, dog collar chain death match. David Finlay versus Evil. I mean, I thought the cage matches usually end a feud. You know what?
One more time.
They're on Dominion, and they're getting a cool gimmick match. Let's fucking do it. I mean, Evil has to lose, I guess. I wouldn't be mad. I'm not mad either way who wins this.
Yeah.
That's another match. I just want to see it, and I feel that way about. Well, kind of nice to feel that way about multiple matches on a card. It means like I'm going to have a really great time because I feel like that about the Global Heavyweight Championship match too. Yota Tsuji versus Gabe Kidd. I just want to see him tear it up.
Yeah, that'll
be
magic
fantastic. Together.
I want Gabe Kidd to win too. You know, does he still have that stupid?
No, Ishii's got the strong
right?
belt.
That's right. Awesome. That's why Ishii isn't here because he's in America. You see, I got
you. Yeah.
What about this main event, Luke?
Well, the main event I feel differently to the previous
like
matches.
Yo versus Fujita. It's just like that.
Yeah, pretty much. Except, you know what? I'll just say Yo does not bore me. He makes me feel things. None of them are boredom. I'll give him that.
Okay.
Goto is a charisma vacuum, and I don't. Is he bad in the ring? No, but is he like? If he, all right, I was never Okada's #1 fan, but Okada's in the ring. He's going to do the Ric Flair thing of making you look like the fucking look like a star, just like an absolute legend. He's going to make you look so good. You've never felt like you've looked as good ever in your entire life. That's how good Okada is. Goto can't do half that. Like Shingo can do it. You know, he's a generous motherfucker. Shingo can make you look like a fucking star. But Zack Sabre Jr. can do it. He can make you look like a fucking star who you just, you know, he had to earn his win or you earned a victory. Yeah. Goto, it's time for Goto to lose. Come on, man.
Yeah.
Yep. And that's Dominion. Yeah. It's a good show.
But there's something missing from Dominion, Luke, and that is El Desperado versus Kosai Fujita, who neither one are on the card at all.
I mean,
fucking the fact that why not just be in a preview tag together? That would be the way to do this, right? But they gave a press conference where they were like Desperado had gotten that invitation. I guess he's gonna focus on that. So he wants to do that before he faces Fujita. And
you just did a tournament to find out who fights you, and now you're focused on something else. Fuck you, Desperado.
Well, he says that he had to ask New Japan to hold the date because he's lost to Jun Kasai twice, right? So he has to make this right, and you know, and that's just the way he did it. So I guess it's for that reason. And he's holding the invitation on, you know, in the press conference and everything. Not that I'm just looking at the website and kind of like trying to read it to you, but I can't see because my glasses are not on. But that's what happened, you know. And so like if Fujita was like, "That's cool, bro, I can wait."
Yeah, I know. Look, Vegeta deserves that Dominion spot, man. That's all I'm saying. He does. Yeah. He worked hard for it. He won the fucking tournament. He looked good in the main event of the whole tournament. He deserves a Dominion spot. He deserves it, and he's not getting it, and that's kind of shitty. Oh well.
Well, I will tell you, they also asked Vegeta, like, well, what if Desperado loses to Jun Kasai and Jun Kasai is the champion? And he's like, if I got to beat him up, I'll beat him up. So it's pretty great.
I'm gonna beat any motherfucker with that title. It's mine. Yeah.
What? Okay, so what if Jun Kasai wins the title? He comes in, he beats Fujita. Next challenger, already blood coming out of his fucking perfectly pulled up hair. He's got eye makeup on. He's wearing a mask. Fucking Doki comes out, already bleeding, and attacks Jun Kasai.
We only have eyes for Doki, don't we? It's like everyone's just a placeholder because, like,
yeah,
you know, we see Doki and it's like, why do birds suddenly appear every time you are near? Yeah,
so mine sounds more like death metal in my head. It's like,
why do birds suddenly appear?
Yeah, it's more like that.
Yeah. All right, cool. Everyone, sorry for that, everyone. Yeah, 32. So yeah, it was a good tournament. I liked it, start to finish.
Well, Luke, it's time to say goodbye to you, and it's also the listeners, and it's time to say goodbye to the "Fuck Your Leg" theme song. You know, so maybe next year we'll hear it again. Maybe we'll have something else. I don't know. You never know.
Stay tuned. Yes.